Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back to the garden. How are ya? Another beautiful day. As you can see, the sun is shining, the garden is growing and forever changing. And thank you for joining me for another Sunday morning garden stroll. All right, I hope you guys are all doing well this morning. If this is the first time that you are joining me, I'm Naomi, a new gardener gardening here in zone 6B/78. I've been gardening now for 4 years. I'm making lots and lots of stop at lots of mistakes, right? But learning from it and loving every minute of it. Okay, we started the. I have my finger here to block the glare. I do apologize if you see it pop up every now and again. All right, we're starting here on the Rose Island, as this section of the garden has changed so much, right? Every week it's a little bit different, and so I'm just going to give you a quick swoop over, as I know you've seen it all before, but look at this. The Shasta daisies. The Shasta daisies are now in bloom, right? What? Look at that. And they are definitely taking over the island, right? Adding some pops of color. Seeing it now, I see some sections where I need to add some more plants. But I am liking what I am seeing in terms of the Shastas and how they've completed the bed or continue to carry the bed. Yay. So all of the roses, as you can see, the roses have been deadheaded. They've started to push up new growth right here. This is a Sophie's rose getting ready to treat us to blooms again in another 2 or so weeks, right? As mentioned, I'm in love with Sophie because of how quickly she repeats. First year, people, I kid you not, first spring in the ground, planted bare root last spring, and it's really, really impressive. All right, now before we turn around to the patio bed, there is something that I got to do that is very important. I've got to say, Happy Father's Day. Yes, it's Father's Day here in the States, and I'm taking this opportunity to send out my Father's Day wishes to all of you absolutely wonderful, strong, and handsome fathers out there. Continue being the best fathers that you can be. We appreciate you, right, and all that you do. All right, let's go ahead and turn around. We'll take a look at what's going on the patio garden. Right, so I've pulled out of the sun, so hopefully that glare is gone and my finger won't accidentally keep popping up on the screen, right? Right, this is half of the garden, half of the patio planting. This half is healthy. I'm showing you the healthy side, okay? It starts right here with a little Kim, Rose of Sharon, that is growing beautifully, fully, fully loaded with buds. This one stays right at around 3.5 to 4 feet tall and wide every season. She is going to really treat us to some beautiful flowers. Beside her are our little giant arborvitaes, right? Pulling back so you can see them, really nice ball shape. They keep their shape. I've never had to prune them. I've never touched them. I don't even talk to them in the garden, right? I have a name for each of them, right? This right here. This is Curly Sue. And back there at the end, that's Timber. And Big Ben, you know, I give the name Big Ben to any time I have a plant in my garden that's not performing as he should. That's always the runt of the litter. I always name that one Big Ben. So we've got a Big Ben in terms of the emerald green. I'm sorry, in terms of the little giant arborvitaes, and we have a Big Ben Fire Chief in the front. But Big Ben is over this side. I'll show you him in a second. But okay, yeah, I know you're saying, Naomi, I don't need to know the names or your personal names for your plants. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, focus on the tour, girl. All right, so this planting is looking kind of good, I think, right? In containers right here in the middle. I don't know if you remember last year we had a beautiful knockout rose growing right here on either side of the patio, where you're seeing this limelight in a container. Those knockout roses were removed because we suspected rose rosette, and so they were immediately removed from the garden. That made last year a very difficult gardening season for me. Really took the steam out of my the wind out of my sail. Okay, but at the end of the season, we decided to try something new, which are the limelight hydrangeas. So right here we've got limelights that were divided. They are filling in and growing beautifully. There's the glare, I do apologize. Okay, rounded up very nicely in the containers. And I think we're going to get really awesome blooms from them. Now, I did not put the limelights in the ground in this section because one, they grow very big, right? These guys, I think, grow about 8 feet tall. Yeah, they're huge. And two, having just removed the knockout roses, I love roses. I have to open the patio door and walk out and be greeted with roses, right? So it has to be a rose in my mind. It simply has to be a rose that's going to replace the knockouts. But I would like to give the ground some time to just sit there and be happy. Normally it's said that with rose rosettes you should not, well, there's two theories of thought. One, that you should never replant another rose in that space. And then there's the other that says, hey, you can replant it within about 3 to 6 months, right? For me, I have stalled on the replanting because I've realized that there is one very awesome characteristic about a knockout rose, right? It doesn't happen with my Gertrude Jekyll. It doesn't happen with my Munstead Wood. It only happens with my knockout roses. And that is that once you remove one out of the ground, you're always going to get little ones popping up. I kid you not, if you don't get all of those root balls, you are going to end up with more roses. Let me show you. Come on over here. All right, so this is the other section, another limelight hydrangea. And look at this right here. I left it there so I could show you another knockout rose popped up right here. And there's one back here. Let me come closer. And remember, this particular plant was removed in the fall. Yep, it was removed fall of last year. And do you think that's funny? Come here, let me show you just one more thing. Never mind the mess. You know, my garden is always a work in progress. I'm going to rename my channel to The Messy Gardener. Oh, it has a ring to it, right? Messy. Stop it. All right, but we're on the other section here where we have, who is this again? I can't remember her name, but I know she's Margaret. And look down past the foxgloves, behind the foxgloves, right here at the very back of this one. Let me get on in. Right there. That rose in the back, as you can see, that red tip flower, that's a knockout that I removed a year and a half ago. And more knockouts keep popping up, right? So it is a process to fully remove a knockout for me from the garden, because it's always difficult to get all of the roots, and then I guess from whatever roots left behind, this rose is so adapted to pushing up new growth, right? Wow, look at all the black spot on this plant. I may take her out. She's filling in, but I may take her out. I don't know. Let's take a peek in here at the foxgloves while we stand here. The foxgloves in this bed are doing great. They're taking off. They are settling in. The ones in the Rose Island, they're still the same size as I planted them. And the awesome thing is, guess what? Remember, those are the foxgloves that we started from seed. Right? All right, so back to the patio garden. It was just to show you the fact that these knockout roses simply don't go away. It takes a minute, right? All right. Okay, so looking at it from this side, sorry for the awkward view, but this is what the planting is looking like. The patio is wrapped with the 4 little giant arborvitaes as the staple and winter interest, the foundation plants. Behind them to the back, I'm going to sweep you back here. We pass the Rose of Sharon. We have 4 plantings of the juniper. These are the skyrocket juniper. And they really do help to add a lot of interest and height to the back of the bed, which is cute. This is the one thing I think that we got really right. They have grown way bigger than I think they were supposed to, as they're loving their lives here. All right, there we go. All right, so they are, as mentioned, loving their lives right here, right? It's time to maybe start pruning them on the inside, closer to the side end, as they're now resting on the wall. There is one on the opposite side beside Elizabeth that is not doing well, as it fell over during the winter, and it's always been a leaning plant that has had to be staked, and so as a result we lost a lot of it last year. I still have it in the ground though, just hoping that she's going to rebound and grow for us, right? All right, pulling the camera down and turning around because I want to show you something else that we started from seed that I am quite tickled by. All right, first look on up here. Look at this. Eden is still in bloom. And I must admit, the second wave of blooms from Eden are way more beautiful than her first flush of roses. Her first blooms were, they didn't open correctly. But her second blooms, I like her second blooms. Right? But what we are looking at here, come on down to the bottom. Look at this. The marigolds. These are the marigolds that we started from seed. Yeah, look at this. They are getting bigger and fatter and healthier. I'm going to go ahead and give them a feed. And the awesome thing about marigolds, it's almost like a plant it and forget it sort of a plant. I didn't have to water it. I haven't given these guys any water. I watered them in once when I planted them, and that was it. I have not watered this bed since, and they're fine. Look at that. Look at that. Right? So I'm liking that. This is something that I think I will do again next season, and maybe find a separate spot for them. Ooh, maybe we could plant them around the right here where we've got the hydrangeas. We could plant them right there. All right. Okay. So we were focusing on the patio garden. Underplanting right here, underplanting the limelight hydrangeas in containers. I've got these awesome red temptation dahlias. Right, they need to be deadheaded at the moment. Let's see if I can find you a cute bloom from at least one of them. Right, there you go. A cute little flower. All right, the closest thing to red as I could find, because I was really missing the red from the knockout roses in this section. I did want to mass plant the area with something, but I just couldn't figure out what to use. And so this is what it looks like now. And more than likely, this is what we're going to go through the season with. Unless I come across something that's really cute, and then we'll go ahead and mass plant it just to see. All right, now I have been having an issue with some of the limelights or older limelights that we have in containers. They've been growing in containers now for about 3 seasons. Let me take you around to them. They're on the front, and I'll explain to you what's been happening. Okay. All right, here we are at my container grown limelights, and I can see that this one is thirsty. Now, I don't know if you remember, we pruned this one together this spring. And I root pruned this hydrangea because I didn't have, what's this? What's this right here? Is this a weed? That is not a hydrangea. Look at this weed in there. Do you see it? I need to pull that out. I don't pull weeds with not having gloves on. So I have to put my gloves on and pull that out. But pulling back so you can see it, I do apologize. We root pruned this baby. This baby is 4 feet wide right now. Really beautiful. The only problem is she's not, I've had to feed her 3 times already. So we fed her in March. I had to come around and feed her again in April and in May, right? And listen, in terms of keeping her watered, it's been an everyday thing with her this season. And I'm thinking it's simply because she's gotten way too big for the container. Right? So although we root pruned, it was not enough to satisfy her. And so this season we have to shop around for a larger container so that I can plant this baby up. Next season, we need to put her in a new container. And that's not just her, we need to do it for both of the hydrangeas that we've got growing here. Again, these limelights have been container grown now for 3 years. Right? They're special to me. I've moved them from the driveway and to this section of the garden. They're almost at the very front where they get full sun, all day sun. And they seem to be loving it and growing really well in it, just needing more love, needing more love and more attention. Right, here's a container that we have it in. I think it's a 22-inch container. Right, a sizable container. But yeah. Yep, and you can see she needs more water. It's been raining, and I guarantee you that pot's dry. I'll show you the other one here real quick. You can see this one, she is dropping leaves on the inside. They're turning yellow and falling off. That's okay. It's something that happens when the outside canopy drowns the inside canopy, right? The inside leaves. It could also be an indication of, hey, I do need some more water, right? So I do need to keep up on my watering with this one. But there's something weird happening, people. Something weird happening that I cannot explain. Look at my hydrangea leaves. What is that? What insect is eating my hydrangeas for the leaves to curl like that? What do you think it is? I have no idea what it is. So I actually cut off a few, and I came in and I sprayed with insecticidal soap, and I've also sprayed with neem oil, and I'm watching to see if it will stop. But look at it. I think it's look right here. I don't think I've gotten whatever is causing it. I don't think my sprays have done anything, because this is a new leaf and it's doing that same curling thing. And so I'm thinking that it is an insect, but I just can't find, I don't even see the insect. I don't know. So I'll continue to spray with neem oil, and fingers crossed I'll be able to get on top of whatever it is, because I don't want anything damaging my limelights. As mentioned, they are my babies, right? They are my babies, people. All right, Big Ben, Fire Chief Arborvitae in container, needs to be moved off of the driveway because he's in a bottomless container. All right, he also needs to be uppotted. And the last thing right here, the roses on the driveway. This is a new little one. This is one we planted together called Cathedral Bells. I love the color of this rose. It is such a pleasing color, right? You get a mix of light pink, dark pink, and sometimes there are hints of purple in the newly formed buds. It's such a dark red. Sorry, a dark pink. That's almost like purple. Quite a cute rose right there. Here's one here. It's a perfect example of the different shades. Cute rose, right? I love planting roses, and I like adding new ones to the garden, because there's an anticipation and an excitement in terms of, ooh, will this rose bloom? What will she look like? What will she smell like? I kind of like that. I really do enjoy that. Right? Above her is I did it again. Another hydrangea. This is the one that we divided earlier this season. I'm going to give you the name of it because it's a quick fire. It's a quick fire fab. And they are both alive, which is a good thing. And they are going to bloom for us, which is an awesome thing. Okay? I try to keep it short for you, but there's so many things I want to show you sometimes. Like these Fire Chief Arborvitaes, 4 years in the ground, now standing over 4 feet tall and wide. And I have just let them go. I do not prune on them, which is why they've gotten this big. But it's quite fine because I think it's proportional in terms of the landscape. And our spirals right here is still a work in progress. Do you know that the one where the birds was nesting, the second one over, she had her babies left the nest, and I don't know if it's the same bird, but another bird, or if she's moved back into the nest, but they've started nesting again. But I have to get this one pruned up. So I think today John and I will come out. I will try to see if we can get it shaped up a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have to disturb her for just about an hour while we try to get it done. But alright guys, that's it. A quick garden update. right? I hope you're enjoying these walks through the garden with me. I really enjoy spending the time with you. You know, oh, look at this. Stop it. Just keep your eyes where you are. And let me show you how I got really big. How this bunny, it just can't be Jumper because Jumper is always running. It's just sitting down there so calmly looking at me. Look at him, taking a break. Right there out in the open to show you how much we're friends. These bunnies are not afraid of me. Any at all. My daughter actually comes out and is trying to hand feed them. Mm-hmm. You get it? Are you okay, Poppy? Where is Jumper? Normally when they take a rest, they normally do it in the grass. So I'm surprised that he's doing it right up here in the open, and I'm wondering if he's trying to tell me something. Are you thirsty? What's wrong? Hmm? Do you want to tell me what's wrong? Are you okay? Why aren't you in the grass? You normally rest in the grass. It's safer for you there. That's odd. Why is my bunny resting like this, guys? Oh. Alright, I think maybe I need to put some water out. I don't know if he's thirsty. I know they're well fed. They've been feeding on the roses like crazy. And he refuses to move. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go get some water out and put it out for him. Just put it out in a saucer. I don't know even if they'll drink it, but I'll put it out there. I think something's troubling my baby. No, he's not my baby, but you know, my baby. He's sitting here like he wants me to help him with something. What's wrong? Why are you sitting on the hot paver? Did you get hurt? I'm not going to pick you up, you know. No, I can't pick you up. How about if I get John and he picks you up? Are you going to let him pick you up? You just resting, you're fine? Okay. Alright. I'm going to assume that he's fine and he's just resting. But as I said, normally when they rest at this size, they'll go in the grass and kind of bury themselves where they're safe. So for him to rest right here in the open is kind of odd. Alright, little bunny. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and we'll end our Sunday morning garden stroll here. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to get Jay and see if he can help me to check on this bunny to see what's going on. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. You are all awesome. Okay, bye.